Let me sit down for this game. It's been a while since I made a video like this. I apologize, this video could potentially be a little bit long. Hopefully you will see it through the end and see what I have to say about this very special game. And to be honest, very special series of games. So I am now playing Xenosaga 3. Now this is of course a Japanese version. Why would I spend 300 or 400 bucks on an American version that I cannot even play? Spend 40 bucks on a Japanese version I cannot even play. It's basically the same to me. It is the original game. That's the only thing I care about. I'm playing, of course, on my MacBook PS2, and I've played and beaten Xenosaga 1 and 2. And, you know, it kind of reminds me of another gaming franchise. That is Devil May Cry. Now, you have Devil May Cry, and that's a really good game, but it has potential to be better, right? And then you have Devil May Cry 2, where in my opinion, it's not a horrible game, but it's definitely not a good game. It definitely has some steps backwards, but it has a few steps forward. And it seems that the developers, they took these two games, they crunched it together and created Devil May Cry 3, perfection. Well, maybe not really perfect, but you know what I mean. Devil May Cry 3 is being seen as one of the best Devil May Cry games, one of the best hack and slash games in the genre, right? So it seems that they took everything from Xenosaga 1 that was good and people liked about it, and they took everything that people really liked about Xenosaga 2, and they crunched it together and created Xenosaga 3, RPG perfection. Well, again, nothing is perfect, but I really disliked the music, that there were not music in Xenosaga 1. That's what I disliked, almost no music. They changed that up in Xenosaga 2, but many people didn't really like the change in art design of the characters, even though I did like it, to be really honest. Besides Cosmos. Cosmos looked weird as hell. Go check out my video on Xenosaga 2, what my thoughts about that game were. But there were also, the battle system sucked, and they kind of changed it up and made something probably special, because I am now 13 hours into the game. I'm level 21, and I am in Milsha, in the part where you are in the mine. I'm literally in the beginning of the mine, right? So I had the forest area before this of Milsha, and there is a scene where you see a tree trunk, a large tree trunk, where you have to cross, of course, and you see this waterfall and this little river, and you see a lush forest in the distance, and of course up front too. And I'm just walking through that, and you have a very calm music, like it makes you feel makes you feel good, right? Makes you feel safe, you could say. And I'm just looking at the game, and I'm thinking, this game looks better than Final Fantasy X. And you have to understand this. When I was a kid, I played Dragon Quest VIII, never beat it. Played Final Fantasy XII, never beat it. And played Final Fantasy X maybe 12 times. And beat it each time. I am still playing the remake or the remaster of Final Fantasy X, you could say. And I really should go out and play it a little bit more. It's been years since I started Final Fantasy X remaster. But I really want to play Final Fantasy X on the original PS2 again, just to see how good did it actually look on the PS2. Now, it probably looked really good. Because when I was a kid, and you would tell me, well, Claude, there is a game that potentially looks better than Final Fantasy X, I would laugh at your face. I would say, no way. No way there is a game that looks better than one of the best looking games on PS2. Now, of course, I sort of knew about Xenosaga here and there, and Xenosaga 1 already came very close. I was really surprised at how good it looked, and Xenosaga 2, in my opinion, looked even better, besides Cosmos. It looked weird. And this game looks even better. I don't know how they've pulled it off. In the beginning of the game, you have a scene where you are on the beach with Shion. She's on the swimsuit. I'm a pervert. I don't give a shit. And in the distance, you see this mountain range. In the distance, you see small islands. You see dolphins. and it's just a small area. You can find something a little bit secret, and there's nothing really much to do, but just the way it looks reminds me a lot of Besaid Island in Final Fantasy X, and I'm just looking at it and thinking, wow, this looks so good. If this is the beginning of the game, then holy damn, I'm going to experience something very special. A game that potentially could look better or as good as Final Fantasy X. And that's something that I haven't said since the release in 2001, right? And throughout my 13 hours of playthrough, every turn I'm like, wow, it looks so good. It also sounds good. The music, in my opinion, is a lot better than in the other Xenosaga games, besides one song. There's one song in Xenosaga 1, I'm going to try and sing it. I apologize. Cover your ears. It's like, bum, 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 bum. I freaking love that song, even when I was a kid and I've never played the game. So, you're in this forest, you have this very calm music. Now, I will say, Final Fantasy, of course, has the better music. I mean, 2 Xenosaga is unbeatable. Besides, of course, Final Fantasy VII, but you know what I mean. On PS2, 2 Xenosaga, absolutely unbeatable, in my opinion. But from what I have heard, the music is extremely good. The voice acting, I like it. Some say it's really bad, some say it's not. I think the voice acting is great. The original voice actress of Xion is back. They kind of replaced her in Xenosaga 2, and now she's back in Xenosaga 3, and she reminds me of Yuna, but it's not Yuna. It's not the same voice actress. It's really weird, because she really sounds like Yuna. So I love all the characters. There is a large cast of characters in Xenosaga, all Xenosaga games, and every iteration of the game you get a little bit more characters, like Kanan, like Yuri, the samurai guy. I already forgot his name, I'm so sorry. But the samurai guy, he's really cool. I think it's Yuri. So the roster of playable characters is quite large. And Cosmos, to me, is my favorite character. I love Cosmos. I love Xion. I love Yuri, if that is his name. So my party is always, if sometimes Cosmos is gone, is Xion, Yuri, and of course Cosmos. But all the characters are great. All the characters has a backstory. All the characters are in this party for a reason. And there are some characters, even now with the storyline, that you're like, what are you doing? There's something weird about this guy, and I'm really curious at how the story is going to end. I have read throughout the years that its ending is incredible, but it also takes like half an hour of cutscenes. Like, holy shit. You know, I love it, but the battle system... Again, Xenosaga 1, Xenosaga 2, they mix it up and created just a standard turn-based battle system. They kind of took the battle system of Final Fantasy X or any other standard RPG. It is a little bit easy, to be honest. It's a little bit on the easy side. It's not that bad, because I don't really remember Final Fantasy X being super difficult besides certain bosses. And it's probably going to be the same thing with Xenosaga 3. Again, I'm only 13 hours into the game. But just the normal battles seem a little bit easy. But then again, the normal battles in Xenosaga 2 were not difficult, but just way too long. And the transition between walking around and fighting is click. If you think the SSD on the PS5 is fast, go play Xenosaga 3. It's like click and you're in battle. I'm blown away. I've never seen that on the PS2. Even Final Fantasy X, with its high production value and giant budget for its time, you still have this little loading screen, where in Xenosaga it's just click and you're there. It's like, wow. And 20 seconds later, click, you're back in playing throughout its storyline. It is a standard battle system, but of course you do have tech skills, skill tree where you basic, kind of like a skill tree, what we have nowadays with all kinds of skills and stuff. And I do like it a lot. I will say I did enjoy the more, more complicated tech system in Xenosaga 1. But at the same time, I understand that it put off a lot of gamers who thought it was a little bit too difficult. I did like the system in Xenosaga 2. And the Xenosaga 3, I think they have created a balance between, a really easy, not really easy game, a game that's fun to play, it looks good, but it's not super easy, it's also not super hard, but there is still a lot of customization. You can finally go to shops, buy equipment, and buy new mechas. Now, the ES part, they now call it ES. Basically, they are the mechas in the game. You have complete parts of the game where you're in a mecha and you can, not really level them up, you can upgrade them like in Xenosaga 1, right? And they are a lot faster. They really remind me of like Zone of the Enders, right? And it is so cool because you have sort of EN points, and that's your energy, right? And for example, using your sword uses 100 energy points, but you only have 150 energy. And then you can upgrade your mecha with, for example, 300 energy, and 200 energy is using a missile launcher. So now in one turn, you can use your sword and you can use your missile launcher. And they have done that in a very cinematic way. So your mecha is like charging ahead, ka-ching, and then shifting back and then using a rocket launcher or a missile launcher. It looks fucking cool. Like, it looks like you're watching a Gundam anime, but you're playing it. This may be the best part of the game, the mecha battles. And again, you can upgrade your mecha. And hopefully, what I really liked about Xenosaga 1 is at the end of the game, you have certain very expensive mechas. And I think you also have one very special mecha. But you have very expensive mechas. And you had to grind to get all the money. Or you can play the casino, etc. But the thing is, you really had to work to get the best mechas in the game. So I hope that at the end of this game, you can buy some really overly powerful but super expensive mechas that you need to grind for hours or something like that to get. And then you have to grind to get all the best weapons, armors, and accessoires for your mecha. I'm not entirely sure if that is the case. I'm just saying I hope it's going to be the case in Xenosaga 3. If you combine everything, its graphics, its music, its art design, its story, its grand storyline throughout all three games, it could be better than Final Fantasy X. And of course, I understand a little bit, it's three games against one. But, as I mentioned, I'm not sure if it's going to be this way. I will definitely make a video about it. But if it's the case, if somehow at the end of the game I think to myself, this is a better game, it means that Final Fantasy X has been beaten since its release in 2001, and Xenosaga has become the best game on PS2, for my personal opinion. So I'm not sure if that's going to be the case, because nostalgia is very strong. A game you played in your childhood for 10, 12 times, it's very difficult to say, well, this game I just played is better. But the whole point is that I'm older and that I'm even thinking about it means how good Xenosaga 3 is. It pains my gaming heart that this game sold so poorly. It pains my gaming heart that this series of games has been neglected for so long that to be honest, the only name that I have heard when I was a kid is Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, Persona. But you never hear anyone talk about Xenosaga, at least not when I was a kid. You hear, and even today, you don't really hear many people say, well, go play Xenosaga 1, 2, and 3. I have seen so many hidden gem videos and almost no one says go play Xenosaga 1, 2, and 3. It's really weird. I probably going to like this more than Xenoblade 2, and I loved Xenoblade 2. I mean, I even have a display from it. And if I want to have a poster or a display in my house, my room, it means that you are very special, because I don't really have that much posters, figures, and stuff of gaming. So I'm not entirely sure. You know what I do? I do dislike a little bit, just a little bit, and that is something that I actually want to replay Xenosaga 1 one day and try to get all the cards, because there was like this card system. Now, I never played the game, but it's really cool to sort of use money and use time to buy card boosters and try to get all the cards of Xenosaga 1. It is, you have one little mini game as of right now, it's sort of like a Lemmings, and I'm like, I don't like this. Where's the card battle system? Where's the casino? I like that. That was really cool, in my opinion at least. So that's the only thing that you could say I really dislike about Xenosaga 3. Its minigames are not as good as Xenosaga 1. Now, I am now going to end this video because I could talk endless about this. But the thing is, go play Xenosaga. And if you don't want to play Xenosaga 1 and 2, go check out some videos online. Go check out its storyline and play Xenosaga 3. I'm 13 hours into the game, and I'm already thinking that this game could be better than Final Fantasy X, a childhood game that has been the #1 PS2 game since 2001. That has to mean something, right? So if my word has any value, go play Xenosaga, at least Xenosaga 3. You will not be disappointed. Or if you just don't like mecha, if you don't like sci-fi, yeah, then don't play it. Of course, don't play it. Because it's heavily on sci-fi and mechas. But it's so fucking cool. Like, holy shit. This is probably the coolest mecha battles that I have played since Zone of the Enders 2. Now, and I love Armored Core. Really, I really love the giant, bulky, boom, boom, boom stuff. And you know, with Armored Core, you have this giant missile launch, and a boom. It's very cool. And of course, these giant robots are not fast, but the robots in Xenosaga are more like Gundams, or more like a mix between Gundam and Zone of the Enders. And they really nailed it at how they maneuver and how they do battle in these battles. It's so fucking cool. Like, holy shit. I'm gonna stop this video because it's already way too long. I'm very sorry. Go play Xenosaga 3, and once I've beaten the game, you will definitely see me make a video and, you know, make the choice which one is better. Yeah, pretty cool. So, like, share, comment, and subscribe, and like always, you're gonna see, holy shit, almost 20 minutes. Whoop.